to Hamburger and a Hot Take, the show where PPP eats hamburgers and gives the hottest takes this side of heaven. Now, our hamburger today is the delectable and ever delicious Wendy's Baconator. Now, the Wendy's Baconator consists of 2 quarter-pound beef patties, 6 strips of bacon, cheese, ketchup, and mayonnaise. Now, the 6 strips of bacon, I've actually added 2 additional strips of bacon to this Baconator to make it even more bacony. So there's 8 strips of bacon, and we're gonna get in on this hamburger just before I let you know what the hot take is this time. Holy f***, is that ever good. The Wendy's Baconator never, ever, ever will let you down. Every time you purchase it, it's just as good. It's not like other fast food sandwiches, the Big Mac, sometimes the Whopper, you order it, it's not as good as the other times you've ordered it. Usually at Wendy's, every time I've got the Baconator, it hasn't disappointed me. The way the ketchup and the mayo mingles in with the bacon and the all-beef patties, which are square and don't cut any corners, is simply tremendous. One of the best hamburgers in the world. But what's the hot take today? Well, from the title, you understand it. Fantastic Four from 2015 kicks the f***ing shit out of Fantastic Four from 2005. And you go, oh, no, okay, Spurgs, shut the f*** up. Let a real connoisseur tell you how it is. You know, it's just bullshit. You have all these nostalgic children like Godwinson who grew up with the 2005 movie. They worship it. They think it's good. It's a pile of shit. It's a steaming pile of shit. And I'm going to definitively show you all, once and for all, that Fantastic Four, the Trank version, is the Kino, and we need the Trank cut. It's like Eva Braun's pussy is dancing on my tongue. That's how good this hamburger is. And the hot takes are just as based, just as blessed. So look, first things first, we got to address the tone of these two projects. On the one hand, you have Fantastic Four from 2005. This shit is juvenile kiddie f***ing crap from Jump Street. Nothing is taken seriously. It's basically just an outright parody. And this was at a time when superhero movies were starting to take off. You know, Spider-Man 2 had come out, Batman Begins had come out. There were actually like good superhero movies that were coming out that were serious, that were faithful to the comic books. And this 2005 Fantastic Four just decides to take a drizzling diarrhea dump all over the idea of having a serious story. You know, everything in it, all the jokes fall flat. The humor is piss poor, right? Like, none of the jokes hit, and there's no chemistry amongst the cast whatsoever. It's just terrible. And it's just designed for, like, 3-year-olds. You know, like how old Godwinson was when this came out. He was probably 4 years old. You know, just total piss. You know, it's faithful to the comic books, PPP. Okay, well, the reality is, if that's what's faithful to the comic books, I don't want what's faithful to the comic books. If the comic books were like juvenile humor written for 10-year-olds with poo-poo jokes and fart jokes and f***ing lame shit like that, you can f***ing count me out. It's not to say that they couldn't have made a comical Fantastic Four and made it work, but it wasn't funny. Nothing landed. Nobody laughed. Everybody's just sitting there like, this is a piece of shit. Contrast this with the tone of Fantastic Four from 2015. Very, very good tone. You know, it's serious, but it's not like grimdark and brooding and angsty. You know, there is some humor to it, but it's subtle, and the quips and the chemistry between the cast work on a phenomenal level. And that just goes to show you, because the actors, because Josh Trank is a good director, he gets good actors. Unlike Tim Story, whose biggest accomplishment is Ride Along 2, you know, Josh Trank provided us the Kino that was Chronicle. He provided us the Kino that was Capone. And he was blacklisted from the industry for his genius vision for Fantastic Four. He actually got good actors, and they're able to carry this tone off convincingly. It's a serious movie, and it builds itself properly, and there's still lightness to it, there's still humor to it, it's still faithful to the comic books. But yes, it's a more serious version, it's a more adult version, and that actually goes against the trends right now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe of making everything a joke. And it would have been easy for them to do that, but they treated the property with respect and actually made it a serious movie. They actually tried. Whereas with Fantastic Four from 2005, they just didn't give a They didn't care. They shit all over the property. And that was just the tone. Like, let's have a look at the ensemble cast here. This is the main reason why Fantastic Four from 2015 kicks the shit out of Fantastic Four from 2005. Let's just compare the main four. So when you look at the Fantastic Four from 2005, Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, who do they get to play him? Let me see here. Just make sure I'm reading this right. Ian Grufford? Yeah, there's a reason you've never heard of Ian Grufford before, because he f***ing sucks. His acting in the movie is wooden as f***. It's clunky as f***. Every time he's got dialogue, he's like a f***ing charisma vacuum. He's sucking the charisma out of the scene. He had zero chemistry with Jessica Alba's tight f***ing ass, which again is the only benefit she had in the movie. He's just piss poor as Reed Richards. I mean, he kind of looks like Reed Richards from the comic books, more so than Miles Teller, but that's about the only advantage you're going to get. Whereas with Fantastic Four from 2015, you have Miles Teller, who is in Whiplash, who is an incredible actor. You know he's going to win an Academy Award, at some point in the future. He's very good comedically as well as a dramatic actor. We've seen Miles Teller in other movies. For me, he is the definitive Reed Richards, and it was huge that he had that role. Then let's take a look at the Human Torch. So in the 2015 version, we have Michael B. Jordan from Black Panther, Creed, tons of other films. I mean, he's a great actor. The Academy Award is in his future as well. His comedic work in this movie is brilliant. He has great chemistry with Miles Teller. He has great chemistry with Kate Mara. He has great chemistry with Jamie Bell in this movie. He has great chemistry with everybody in this movie. And again, he worked with Trank in Chronicle, and he helped carry Chronicle as well. He was the most dynamic aspect of that movie, and he was in fact, he's probably the most dynamic part of the Fantastic Four was his Human Torch performance, but people hate on it because he's black, because they're racist, and it just makes me f***ing sick that there are people that think that way. Compare that to Chris Evans, who's basically like a walking symbol of neo-Nazi white supremacy. And we think of him now as Captain America, and that's why the 2005 performance has aged so poorly. Not to mention, Chris Evans is nowhere near as good an actor as Michael B. Jordan, and if you want to argue that, you're just a f***ing dummy. It's just the plain facts is that Chris Evans in 2005 isn't the Chris Evans of 2020. And even if it was the Chris Evans of 2020, he's still not a tenth of the actor that Michael B. Jordan is. I'm sorry, his performance in Black Panther was amongst the greatest performances of all time. And there's a lot of people out there who will deny that, but those people are racist, and they shouldn't be listen to because they're bigoted. And Godwinson is one of those type of people, you know, just fucking horse shit, just fucking trash, you know. So already, like, it's just dominating, you know, when you go cast member for cast member. But nowhere is it more glaringly obvious that Fantastic Four 2015 is superior than when you have a look at The Invisible Woman, Sue Storm, Jessica fucking Alba. I'm sorry, every time Jessica Alba's on screen in Fantastic Four from 2005, it's just awful. Like, when I described the Reed Richards performance and then it is wooden, it was the understatement of the century compared to Jessica Alba. She can't act. She can't act for shit. Every scene she's in her sounding, I want you to man up, Reed, but I can't tell you to man up, Reed. You need to be a man. And Reed Richards in this 2005 version is some, like, fucking beta little bitch. You know, just a total fucking loser from Jump Street, getting cucked by Dr. Doom or whatever. The characterization's terrible. Jessica Alba sucks. Meanwhile, they have a legitimate actress who can act in the 2015 version, Kate Mara. She had great chemistry. We love Kate Mara. She was incredible in House of Cards. She's been in other projects that were highly successful. Kate Mara is a good actor. Once again, people are just fucking delusional and they're blinded by nostalgia. Trying to, well, Jessica Alba was hot. Okay, wonderful. Jessica Alba was hot. You know, she just sucked dick. You couldn't take her performance seriously. It's the point, comedic. Okay, little man child with your fucking gay, comedic, Fantastic Four performances. You know, and then you look at Michael Chiklis versus Jamie Bell. Now, this is the only one where the 2005 film can even compare, because Michael Chiklis' performance as the Thing is the best part of the 2005 version. You know, he provides some sort of center to the film, right? You know, he's like the main conflict is that he's all f***ed up. That's really the only conflict that you find in the 2005 film whatsoever. But even still, Jamie Bell does a really good job. You know, you really buy the friendship between him and Miles Teller in this movie and the 2015 movie. They build it really well. But that's the only one where there's really any competition at all. The other three members of the Fantastic Four, it's blown the f*** out. And then you have, you know, in the 2015 version, you have Toby Kebbell as Dr. Doom versus the Julian McMahon version. Look, the Julian McMahon version is just a straight-up mustache-twirling villain, you know, just total shit. The Toby Kebbell performance as Dr. Doom, right, actually has some depth to it. They humanize the character a bit. They make him more of a real person and not just a cartoon caricature like he is in the 2005 film. Again, there are people who like two-dimensional characters and shitty storytelling. Those people licked the ball sack of the 2005 version. Those people are plebeians. They're to be avoided. Plebs. Plebeians. Oh. You know, they're to be avoided. Straight up. Don't listen to people who try and tell you that the Doctor Doom in the 2005 version was faithful and all this shit. The people try and complain, right? Oh, well, Doctor Doom in the 2015 version, he would just became evil for no reason, and the conflict, it was rushed. Off, you people who criticize it for that, when the 2005 version does the same thing. There is literally zero motivation to Doctor Doom's character in the 2005 version to do anything that he does. He just does it for no f***ing reason because he's evil and insane now. Well, I'm sorry, like, at least the 2015 version had a little bit more depth than that. They tried a little bit to expound on his past instead of making him just this mustache-twirling douche nozzle, you know? And both of them have rushed endings. They're both short films, But ultimately, at the end of the day, I think the ending of the 2015 version is more satisfactory because it's earned. And the powers in the 2015 version, because we're getting into the pacing now, the pacing of the 2015 version is great. You know, you get so much character development, so much chemistry is built between the characters, camaraderie between the characters. There's a real sense of mystique to what's on the other side of that portal, what that other world is like. You contrast that with how in the 2005 version, they get their powers in the first 10 minutes in some stupid space radiation shit. They really, really created this sense, this aura of mystery and like wonder concerning what's on the other side of that portal. And that really paid off. It paid off, and it was cool as shit the way they got the powers, the way the Thing ends up the way he is. In the 2015 version makes way more sense than the 2005 version, where they do the shitty fake out with the mirror, where he's looking in the mirror. It just doesn't work. The scenes in the 2005 movie where the Thing goes to his wife and she like rejects him are so melodramatic and so cheesy as well. I mean, overall, like, the 2015 version is paced properly. Oh, well, they don't get the powers till an hour in. That's how it should have been in the fucking original film. Let us get to know these people as people first, before you give them all these powers and responsibilities. The 2005 version, they're just stereotypical cartoons. They're not developed. There's no relationship. It's just bang, bang, they have powers now. Set piece on the bridge. Thing is upset. Dr. Doom now has electricity powers. Oh shit, we're fighting Dr. Doom. Oh, the movie's over. That's what the 2005 version is like. The 2015 version is a slow burn, great character development, great writing, great performances. And I mean, the ultimate deciding factor when it comes down to it on this film is in the special effects department. Look, I fucking dare you, motherfucker. Put the version of the Thing from 2015 up against the 2005 Thing. If you say the 2005 Thing is better, you may as well just fucking kill yourself. Straight up, guys. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna lie to you. Look at the CGI between those two versions. Look at the massive, massive difference. It's night and day. Not to mention, like, Reed Richards' powers in the 2005 film, like, off. It looks awful. It looks like a PS2 game. It looks worse than that. It's just terrible. And let's not forget the scene where Chris Evans is the Human Torch, melts the hole in the box. The CGI looks terrible. Just flat out fucking terrible. All this, the Jessica Alba scenes where she goes invisible, the effects fall flat too. We've been doing invisible effects for 75 years to that point. You think they could have done it a bit better, but no. Just shitty. Just shitty as f***. The biggest differences you can see are in the Mr. Fantastic's powers, in the way the Thing looks. The Thing looks realistic as f***. He looks really cool in the 2015 version. The final fight scene and set piece on the other world is really cool. And again, they built up that setting as a place of mystique and wonder, and it really captured the imagination. Well, what's on that planet? What gives them those special powers? And, you know, the movie ends with them becoming the team. And that's the way an origin story should be. How they came to be, that's the origin. And then we're going to see sequels. But unfortunately, thanks to plebeians like Godwinson and the racists who didn't want to see a black Human Torch, we're never going to get it. You know? It's a f***ing travesty. There was over like half an hour of footage that was removed from Trank's genius version of Fantastic Four. We need the Trank cut. If Zack Snyder can get a Snyder Cut, why can't we have the Trank Cut? I'm demanding it. I'm demanding it. And I want sequels. I don't want this to be rebooted again. Who are you going to get as a better cast than Miles Teller, Kate Mara, and Michael B. Jordan? Come on. Come the f*** on. You're not going to find it anywhere. It was perfect. One of the best superhero movies ever made. Oh, it has a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's like some agenda of like the white supremacist patriarchy. You know, where they're just determined to keep Michael B. Jordan down. And, you know, Hollywood doesn't like Josh Trank because he can expose them when he made Chronicle, as he could make a better superhero movie with the tenth the money than they could. So they set him up for failure with this Fantastic Four and him. They didn't market it properly. Nobody even knew it existed until today, until I brought it up. You know, and they're just bastards. So, this has been Hamburger and a Hot Take. I hope you've enjoyed the hot take as much as I've enjoyed this Wendy's Baconator. And we'll see you in the next one.